Do you want to learn how to make your own NFTs? Today, I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial that shows you exactly how to make your own NFTs and do it for far cheaper than if you were minting on Ethereum. Are you ready? So friends, thanks again for joining me. So today's all about making your own NFTs. I've been getting so many requests on how to mint your own NFTs. I decided to just do a quick tutorial, but a step-by-step tutorial that's great for beginners that are just getting their feet wet in creating NFTs. So all of you guys knew exactly how to do this process. So today, we're gonna be doing this on the Wax blockchain. This is by far one of my favorite blockchains to mint my own NFTs on. It's incredibly fast, it's incredibly cheap, and you're not paying transaction fees like you are on Ethereum. So before we get started though, if you're not already a part of my community of stashers, you don't need a mustache to join, but you do need to love learning about NFTs and crypto with the community, and you can sign up in my Telegram link below right there. All right, so let's go take a look at this and we'll get started on this. I'm gonna give you everything step by step. So if you knew nothing about creating your own NFTs, I'm gonna show you start to finish so you'll be able to confidently do so on Wax by the time you're done watching this video. Okay, so the first step, obviously, is if you're not already familiar with Wax, you have to have a Wax wallet. Just like any other blockchain, you have to have your own blockchain wallet to be able to manage your funds and manage your NFTs, right? So the one that I recommend is using the Wax Cloud wallet. Now, this is a custodial wallet, which means your keys, your private keys, are held by Wax themselves, the company. They're a third party. Now, typically, I always advise everyone to hold their own private keys. But in this case, for this type of wallet, it makes it incredibly simple for everybody to sign up. All you need is a social login. So you can use Facebook, Google, there's a bunch of different ones, Twitch, Twitter, Steam if you want as well. So there's many options, or you could just use a plain old email. So really quickly, you can sign up for a wallet and get started right away with this stuff. And if you're really looking to hold your own private keys, you can always message me later and I can give you a little bit of hints on how to get that up and running. So obviously, first thing, sign up for a Wax Cloud wallet. And then once you got your wallet all signed up and you're logged in, you'll see it looks something like this. So this is my wallet here, and you guys can see I'm all logged in. Now, there's a couple things I want to point out here that are important for this tutorial in particular. Now, on Wax, you do need to have a small amount of resources to do just about anything. And so that's one of the first hurdles that we're gonna have to get over. And obviously you're going to have to purchase Wax somewhere. Now, if you're just trying to get started to mint a few NFTs, jump into my Telegram link below. I have the group right there. Jump in my group and let me know. And I can actually send you a couple of Wax to get started. But you will need to buy some resources. And so when you look at some of the resources, the most important one that you really wanna be looking at is the RAM. The other two are not as big of a concern, but RAM is what you need to do actions on this blockchain. So if you want to mint an NFT or sell NFTs or buy, transact, you need a little bit of RAM in your account. You don't need a lot. You just mint 2 or 3 Wax, maybe 5 Wax, not too much, but you can see I have about 11% capacity here. I actually have a decent amount in RAM. So that's the first hurdle we need to get over here, but it's not that big of a hurdle. You can actually get Wax at quite a few popular exchanges. The ones that I recommend are if you're here in the United States, you want to use Bittrex. That's one of the popular exchanges here in the United States. Or if you prefer, you can also use the international exchange on KuCoin. They also offer Wax there. Both are really quality exchanges. I've been using both exchanges for many years now. So if you are a US-based customer, you know that you can be using Bittrex, and it is a sanctioned, fully compliant KYC exchange, and KuCoin is the exact opposite. So it is not a KYC exchange, and it is not compliant, but it just depends on where you're at. You guys, I'll put some links down below for both for you guys, and you can click the links there to get started on either one of those exchanges. So once you've already got your Wax Cloud wallet, you've signed up, maybe you got a little bit of Wax now in resources, right? Now you can get started on actually minting your own NFTs. And the location we do that is here on Atomic Hub. So you can see here in the browser bar, it's wax.atomichub.io. I'll also make sure that link is in the description. And you can see this is, they call this Atomic Assets. So this is the Atomic Hub for Wax. This is where all of the trading is going on, mostly for the Wax platform. There are other marketplaces, but this is definitely the most popular and the largest by far. So you can see a little bit here of what's going on as on the marketplace and sales. We're not going to focus too much on the other aspects here, but we are going to focus on the NFT creator. So once we've logged into we've created our Wax Cloud wallet, now we need to log into the wallet. So you just have to hit the login button here, and you'll see it'll ask you which option you want to log in with. We want to log in with the Wax Cloud wallet. So it's going to pop up a transaction request. You're not going to see that on your screen here, but anytime you're transacting on Wax using your wallet, it's going to pop up a little notification saying, hey, is it okay if we do this? So you do need to make sure that you don't have like pop-ups blocked or any kind of way. Also too, if you're on Brave, you might want to put Brave shields down just for this site in particular. So now that we're all logged in and we're all set up, we have our account. You can go and customize your account by going to some of the inventory listings there and customizing, but we want to focus on the NFT creator. So this is the NFT creator, and this is where everything starts. You can see this is my collections. NFTs live within collections. They're like groups for NFTs that are of a similar theme. And so in particular, the way that I go about it is I always have one top level collection, which is the Crypto Stash collection. Everything I'm going to do is going to be in that collection. And then I use what we call schemas to be able to break those down into different groups. And we're going to cover that here in a second. But I wanted to show you the fact that here is my RAM, and I have 100 KB of RAM. And you can always buy more directly here from the site as well. But you do need to have a little bit of RAM, like I mentioned earlier, in your wallet to be able to actually create the NFTs themselves. So first things first, create a collection. So we'll go here and you can see creating a collection is actually pretty easy. All you need is a photo, and then you need a collection name and a display name, and you can add some other optional details like maybe if you have a website, or you can put a description for your collection, which I encourage. And the last part of this is actually the market fee. Now this is actually pretty important. So whatever fee you put in here, you can see you can put 0 to 15%. That is the fee that you'll be getting as a creator anytime someone is buying and selling your NFTs. So if you created an NFT for $10 and you put a market fee of 10% in there, every time someone bought that for $10, that NFT for $10, or resold it for $10, you'd be getting a 10% cut of that sale, and that's in perpetuity. Perpetuity. That's for as long as that NFT is traded on any of the Wax platforms. So you're going to get that percentage as residuals as an artist. This is one of the biggest factors here, right? So you set this at the collection level. And so a couple other things to note here is that your collection name actually has to be exactly 12 characters. Now this is a little bit of a weird thing with the Wax blockchain in particular, but it has to be exactly 12. So you got to get a little creative there. You can use the numbers 1 through 5 and only lowercase letters as well, A through Z. So you do have to get a little creative there, but you can make the display name pretty much whatever you want. So you can have the collection name be something and the display name be exactly what it should be. So that collection name is actually really important because that is what's showing up in search results. So you must keep that in consideration. Okay, so if we've got our photo loaded up, we've got our name loaded up for our collection, our display name is set, we put in details for our website and our description, and we've set our market fee, you just go ahead and create that collection, and you'll end up with it looking just like this. So now you have your collection with the name, and we'll go ahead and view that collection. So here is my collection, the Crypto Stash collection. You can see I actually had to use crypto and then 5 for an S, because someone actually took my name, my collection name, before I got to it. Someone's camping on my Crypto Stash name. If you're out there and you're watching, please sell it back to me. So here we are in our collection, and you can see I put my website address, I have my display name, Crypto Stash, the best mustache in crypto, you know it. And my market fee I've set at 10%, so I will get 10% of all future sales of my NFTs, regardless if I'm selling them or someone else's. Now that we have our collection set, we are going to now break this down into specific groups, which we call schemas. And schemas are a way to group similar NFTs into their own little, schema. So you can see here your schema, you have a name and you have attributes. Now, unlike the collection, you don't have to do exactly 12 characters for the schema name. It can be anything as long as they're lowercase and 1 through 5. So we'll do, test schema. And then on the right hand side, you have your attributes. Now these attributes can be anything that you want them to be. There are default ones. Every time you create any kind of NFT, you need a name, right? So the name and the image are the two things that you cannot create an NFT without, right? But you can add extra attributes to as much as you want. Perhaps you've collaborated with another artist on this piece. You could add a new attribute and make it collaboration. And then you can put in a attribute type of text, right? So that way, when I create the NFT, I have a little area in this schema to be able to put the name of the collaboration artist, right? You can do this for lots of different things. You could create different rarity levels. You could put all kinds of additional information into your NFT by creating as many new attributes as you'd like. And they give you options of like text, or you can do numbers, you can do extra images, which is great. So sometimes maybe you want to do the back of a card, which is also very popular. You could do that as well. And there's some other extra ones like IPFS, hash, and Boolean. We're not going to go over these in particular. We want to keep it very straightforward for you guys today, but just know that you can add extra elements here. And most popular one is going to be text and image. So once we have that all done, we have our name here, we have our attributes set. These attributes are going to be for everything you create in this schema. So you want to make sure any NFT you create within the schema will have these attributes. So I'm going to show you exactly the ones that I've created. I have one called Sticky Stash. This is for all of my stickers. I did a big sticker collection. And I have one called Basic Stash. And this is just for very basic assets that I'm creating. And so today, while we mint this, we're going to go use the Basic Stash. So you can see right here, I went with the default ones: name, text, image, and then I actually did add an additional one called description. So I can add a little description about that NFT embedded within the metadata of the NFT itself. So the schema is like a way to group similar NFTs into a group that makes sense, right? Something that are apples to apples. Now you say, okay, now that's great. Now can we just get to minting? Right now, this is where you'd be tempted to just go and hit this mint new asset button. And you can totally use it that way, and you can just go mint the asset directly. But what I actually recommend is scrolling down to the bottom and creating a template for that asset. Because depending on how many copies you want to make and when you're going to mint them and how many you mint at a time, it's far easier to create a template to then mint over and over again than having to put the information in every single time. So here we are with the create new template. We're going to show you an example here of how you can create a new template to make it super simple to continue to mint these NFTs over and over again and not have to put the same information in, right? So the first thing we want to do is we want to upload our image. Now I'm going to pick this from my computer here, and you can see we're going with the stash signal. This is the signal you put in the sky anytime you need help in crypto, and Stash comes flying into the rescue. So the other thing to take in consideration is the max supply. This is how many NFTs could ever be created using this template, using this image, using this data. So in particular, I want to make this one very high supply, max supply, because I want to give these away for free for a very long time. But if you wanted to make something really rare, maybe you say the max supply that could ever be created of this is 10. And that way you could never ever mint one besides. I mean, you could do another template with the same, image, but it wouldn't have the same metadata connected to it. And you would know that it was a separate mint and not this same one. So there's also options to turn on and off transferring and burning. You probably always want to leave these on. Assets can be transferred as important, otherwise you wouldn't be able to sell things or send them to people. Once they're in their wallet, they're locked there and they can never leave. And then burning just means that someone can destroy that NFT themselves if they like. That may seem like a bad thing, but in general it reduces the supply, so that means that they theoretically would go up in value because there's less of them out there. So I usually leave both of these on. Now we want to put in the name of the NFT. This is what it's actually going to be called, and then we're going to call this the stash signal. The stash signal. And then we're going to go with text like, let me see here. Are you in need? Nope. Whenever you are in need of crypto help, CRY. Just use the stash signal. and the crypto stash himself will come to the rescue. I'm just making this stuff on the spot. This is just a fun one we're doing for this demonstration, which I'm going to give away for free, but you put that stash signal out there and you need crypto help, Stash will come and help you. So, okay, so you see we have everything here. We've loaded our image, we've set the max supply, we've checked our options here, we've made sure there's a name. And now the other thing I'm gonna make sure that you guys understand is that if you upload an image in this box and then nothing shows here like that looks like this, then do not go and create template, because you will not have an image attached to it and you won't be able to upload an image later. So just make sure that you see something in this box before you go ahead and create template, because I've made that mistake as a beginner on Wax before, and I still make it sometimes. I don't notice, and I'm like going through it very quickly, and I don't notice that the image did not get saved here, and this is exactly what it looks like. It's a hashed, characters for that image, right? So, all right, we're going to create that template. Here we go. Transaction is going through. This is going to hit your wallet. It's going to have you pop up. You have to confirm it. I have mine already set to auto confirm, but you will have to confirm transactions like this anytime you're creating something. So template created. So we're good to go. So we've created that template, and you can see it right here. So you can see there is the template ID with the stash signal. And now it is time to mint this asset. I know it seems like a little bit of a long process, but once you do it once or twice, and obviously once you have your collection set up in your wallet, it actually goes really fast. So here we go. Well, this is when we're actually gonna make this magic happen. And so you can see right now, no template is selected, but I'm gonna select my template, the stash signal, and you can see the image loads, the name is here, there is the description. I don't have to keep putting this in every time I wanna mint assets, because the difference here on Wax is you mint assets at 10 at a time. And there's other ways to mint them more and more at a time, but in general, they do have a limit of how many you can mint all at once, and the number is 10 at the moment. Now, there are other ways, more advanced ways to mint a bunch on demand, or to sell a bunch in what we call a drop, and they mint on demand. So if you have a supply of 300 and people are buying them, they just mint as people buy. So we'll go over that in another more advanced tutorial here in the future. But some important pieces here in this asset creation is the asset owner. You want it to be you. You want this to go to your wallet. So make sure you're grabbing whatever your wallet name is up here in the top right corner. You can see mine is z4fos.wham, so that's what I put here. And how many copies do I want to create? Well, since we've never created this NFT before, you have to also take and consider mint numbers. So it's the first time I'm creating this NFT. So if I put 10, I'm going to mint mint number 1, mint number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we'll continue to go down the line as you mint more copies until we get to 1,500, because that is the max supply we put on this. But what's great is this allows you to control the supply, the available supply that's going out into the world or into the marketplace. And that gives you good fine control instead of just minting all of them and they're all there, and just sitting there. So for this one, we're just gonna mint 10 today. And you guys can see, create asset, it's that easy. It gives you a summary of exactly what it's gonna look like. This is what you'll see in this marketplace when you're selling it. It'll look just like this. We see that we've made it in the basic stash, and then we're using this template, and this is the result. So we're gonna confirm the transaction. This is where, once again, you're going to confirm it in your wallet with a pop-up. You'll get this transaction successful, and we have created our very first NFT here on Wax. Congratulations! I know there's quite a few steps, but like I said, once you have it all set up, it actually works pretty easy. So now you can see we've minted our asset, and here we are. Here's all the assets we just minted, and you can see you can hover over them and you can see a little bit. It does take a second for the mint number to calculate, so if you see it saying calculating, don't start to panic. It will show up in just a minute or so. It's pushing all this information to the blockchain, which actually usually happens very fast. So the calculation of mint numbers will take a second. So you can see we've made these. I can click on it. You can see now here I've officially created it. It has all the information we put in here. The name, the collection, what schema it is, the template ID, if it's transferable and burnable, and the owner who owns it, right? I own it right now. And now you can go list it on the marketplace, right? So really cool way to do this. And on Wax, all this is free. It costs nothing to mint. It costs nothing to send or receive on Wax. So anytime you're transacting, if you're buying somebody's piece on Wax, there is no fee except for the market fee. Now the market fee obviously is a fee you're gonna have to pay, and that is set by the creator, like we did earlier in the video. I set it at 10%. So you can at least be comfortable in the fact that you're supporting the artist and not just, Ethereum mining fees, which are ridiculous. So hopefully you guys really love this tutorial on how to mint your own NFTs if you're a beginner, or maybe you're not a beginner and you're just getting started with Wax blockchain. This is a step-by-step tutorial, and if you have any questions, I'm always available. You can jump in my Telegram group. We talk about NFTs, creating NFTs, and all those fun things all day long. And I would advise you to, if you have any questions, just jump in there and let me know, and we can, or put up the stash signal, and I'll come a running. Well, that's all we have for today, folks. Until next time, stash that.